What's up, everyone? Kyle Olin here with another episode of the Coastal Wave. And today we're joined by Brittany Garrett, who is the Community and Athlete Program Director for O2. And as we announced a few weeks ago, O2 is one of our partners this year for Fitness to the Coast 2021. We are super excited to have them part of the event. And Brittany, I'm excited that you could join me today.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so let's just get right to it. So we were talking a little bit ago, but you were in the jewelry business before getting starting to work for O2. So tell me a little bit about how you've come to be part of the O2 team, and then tell me a little bit about your role.
Yeah. So I have CrossFit to thank for a lot of things. I have CrossFit to thank for my introduction to O2, Dave, the founder and CEO of O2, and my husband, to add to that, and about 90% of my friends now. I've been doing CrossFit since about 2013, and that shows my age a little bit. But yeah, about 2013 I started and just wanted to get into something, like I'd grown up in team sports doing softball and just really liked that atmosphere, that community aspect of it, really intrigued me. And CrossFit really was getting kind of big at that time and just starting to, become more mainstream too. So it just seemed like something fun to try. And I'm so glad I did. A month later, I met my now husband. So we've been together ever since, and we've got a 6-year-old now that we will raise in a CrossFit gym with that same ideology, which is pretty cool. But starting to talk about how I got introduced to O2, I went to a CrossFit gym, started working out there, and met Dave, founder and CEO now. And at that time, he was coaching at the CrossFit gym, and had come up with this drink, this CrossFit drink at the time is kind of what we thought of it. And it was in a old blue can. I can plug it here. Back in its old days, if anyone knows, the old OG, it was called Formula O2. But that was a while ago, and that was like 2013. And I met Dave and tried the drink. And I just remember looking at him and being like, "You've got gold. Like, this is incredible. It's like nectar of the gods. Like, this is like the best tasting drink I'd ever had." And I was super, super particular on beverages, especially, and, getting into CrossFit. CrossFitters, we care about labels. We care about what we put into our bodies. Obviously, we're going to pay, $150 for a membership and go, torture ourselves for an hour every day. We're going to care about what we're drinking and what we're eating. And so, looking at the label and the taste, and then meeting Dave and, just getting to know him on a personal level and kind of hearing his vision. And at the time, it was still very, very early. I will say, he was more or less selling it out of the back of his Prius at this time, going gym to gym. He had friends that owned gyms in the area, and they gave him a chance at selling it. And this was kind of really before there was retail at gyms. That wasn't really a thing yet. Still kind of early on. And he had brought me on as his first brand ambassador hire. I had told him, like, if you need anybody, to rep it, I'm your girl. Like, I'll do it. Like, I already work 60, 70 hours a week, but on the weekends, like nights, I'm your girl. I'll do it. So I started more or less just going to CrossFit competitions, local, and in the area. I would go with a little sampling tray and hand out tiny little clear glasses of O2, and get people just trying it and getting them interested in it, talking about it, introducing them to it. And I did that for a couple of years as I did my full-time job. And I always told Dave, like, you got to bring me on full-time once you get big. I want to go on full-time with you. Like, I'm your girl. And, we always kind of joked back and forth that it would happen. And, eventually I just always, helped out, kept my eyes on things. And, eventually he called me up and said, "Hey, meet me at Whole Foods. I want to have lunch." I was like, "All right, cool." Met him at Whole Foods. We sat down and he's like, "Listen, I want to give you a full-time position, and I'm warning you, it's going to be double the hours you're doing now and half the pay. What do you think?" And I was like, "I'm down. Let's do it." And it was the best decision I ever made. It was definitely a leap of faith, but I had a lot of faith in Dave as a person and as a business. I had seen what he had done with O2 and just the impact that it already had on, like, the community in Ohio and Columbus. The way that, the CrossFit members felt about it in our community, it was just, I was itching to be a part of it. And so, yeah, I left my job that I'd been at for 10 years. I had the same job for just about 10 years and jumped on full time with Dave. And at that time, it was me, Dave, and two other guys. We had a marketing guy and a sales guy. And I was also sales, and that was it. So it was the four of us running everything. And at that time, we were in, a few hundred CrossFit gyms, nationwide, mainly in, the East Coast areas, but in very few, grocery stores. And here we are now, 4 years later, and, a couple thousand CrossFit gyms, and, we've got multiple grocery chains that we're doing really well in. And we've grown a lot, and we're 10 employees, and we work 9 days a week and do the work of about 100 people. So it's been a journey.
I love that story, Brittany, and just hearing you speak, I can tell you're passionate about what you do, and that just shines through you. That is completely obvious. So let me ask you this: when Dave, back in what if it was 2013, back when he brought this prototype drink, what did he tell people about the drink? Because he obviously had to sell you on it. Like, what did he tell you?
Yeah, so I mean, Dave came from corporate strategy at a very well-known insurance company. And he was on top of his game. That's the thing about Dave. Like, he doesn't skip a beat. He is coaching CrossFit too. I mean, he coached me in CrossFit, and he has that air about him. He knows what he's talking about, and you can tell that. And part of this with O2 is he partnered with a physician. So the science behind it was more built on the physician side of it, and Dave's got that business side of things. So it's really a perfect match when they set out to create O2, and they were both the physician and Dave living very busy lifestyles, active lifestyles, and they were chugging Red Bull and energy drinks to stay active, to stay going. And that's like so many of us were, before having O2. But they created more or less just to set out to create a healthier, alternative to recovery and energy drinks. And it definitely took a long time to formulate it, and they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into the process of it. Beverage is definitely a monster of a business to get into. I always joke with them, like, why did you have to choose, drinks? Like, I would follow you for anything. Like, clothing, apparel, so much more, lucrative. You got drinks are super expensive to ship, and there's not a lot of margin there, and the industry is super saturated. But we have found our niche. We found our people. We have found our drink. Our beverage, hands down. We've changed the label. We've changed the name. We have not changed what's inside the can, and it's a testament. I mean, it's hands down. It tastes great. The label is clean. There's so many benefits to it, and the main thing that really sold me on Dave, I'll say this, not to sound cheesy, but when I sat down with Dave, he told me, I want to create a company and a brand that society is proud exists. And that is really what stuck out to me the most, because, I'd had this job in the retail corporate world for 10 years. I was making someone else millions of dollars. I was not really having a part in making anything better or having a hand in making society better. I was helping people to a degree, with customer service, but I wasn't doing anything to better society. I wasn't doing anything to have a hand at that. And when Dave, says that really resonated with me. And he stuck true to that, with the people we've hired, with the team we have in place. They come from military backgrounds. A lot of us are CrossFitters, CrossFit members, parents, athletes. We all have that same mentality, a value system. We're very true to that. We have our three core values that we're very, very strong and set on. And they peek through in every single thing we do, in every asset of everything we do, in personal and in work life. And that's honesty, humility, and hustle. And Dave has always been true to that. So, it's been easy to see that through the brand and come to fruition.
Yeah. And you know what, you were talking about how you want to be part of something and contribute. And I think, when I look at your guys' brand from an outsider's perspective, what I noticed was back in the fall during this pandemic, when gyms were struggling, and y'all were part of a pretty cool campaign, the No Quit campaign, where essentially if people stuck with their gym membership, they would get some benefits from different companies, and y'all were one of those companies. Tell me a little bit about that campaign and what it tells people about O2?
Yeah, great question. Obviously, this has been a pretty tough year for everybody. That's to say the least. And for businesses more, to say, on our end, when COVID hit, we had to really kind of take a step back and look at what the future of O2 and what we were going to do. 50% of our business, if not more, is, CrossFit gyms. They're our heart and soul. We put everything into CrossFit, and so seeing our gyms close one by one, state by state, they're closing and knowing that they might not open again, that they're facing shutdowns, possibly permanently. It was scary for us to see that. These are people we've worked with for years, and we've grown very close to them. We feel a sense of responsibility, to help them. And so, in that position for us, yeah, it's a scary time for our business. Were we a little frightened on, what could potentially happen? Yeah, but we decided we were going to go out swinging, more or less, and do everything we can and give everything we can to the people that created us and made us and built us. And that's, CrossFit gyms. And so, looking at that, we actually did a few layers of this. So there was a Stay for May campaign kind of before the No Quit November campaign that launched all of this. And we gave 50% back profits back to gyms. And so, and also before that, we offered a 21-day supply of O2 to every gym owner in America, just as a way to keep them hydrated, to give them a gift, to make them feel valued. That was just the least we could do was give out free product, the least we could do. So we did that. And that, that had a great response. People were really appreciative of it. And then, it's obviously not enough, giving free product away, with what they're facing. That doesn't help a ton. So, with that said, we decided to give, put our money's where our mouth is and give back profits. So 50% of our profits, including, we joined with, other brands in the space that are like-minded, mission-minded like us. And we joined together to be able to give gyms some kind of monetary value to get them through these really challenging and hard times. It might not have been a lot, but it was something. And, we felt really strong about that. And then, No Quit November, things hadn't gotten better. People are still facing the same situations. And, we're not just going to give up or, back down. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep helping. And, the idea came to give members, give them something to help keep their memberships. That's the pain point, right? These gym owners, they need memberships to survive. That's the business. So, in doing that, we offered $100, gift card to any member that stuck around during that month. And that was really powerful. Had a really great response from the community in that, and it was the least we could do. Again, it came back and I think, CrossFitters, we are true to what we believe in, and we will support something we believe in. And that happened. And it was really wonderful, the response.
Yeah. And I truly admire that from any company, your company as well. When times get tough, kind of going back to the well and looking at the people that helped grow you and helped made you, and being able to say, hey, we're going to give back to them. And, from a smaller standpoint, we were able to do that as well this summer as well. And that's something we're proud of. But Brittany, I want to hear a little bit about your role as the athlete program director. You have some great athletes that are repping the brand. Obviously, Carrie Pierce, who was just on the podium at the CrossFit Games. Tell me a little bit about your role there. And then I'm sure you have a cool story or two.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of everything, over the last 4 years. We wear a lot of hats in our company. Everyone on the team has. But yeah, recently I've taken over our social media. So I'm behind the Instagram. So hi, everybody. That's me. Plug that there. And I also manage our coach ambassador program, which is incredible. I could talk all day about that. And our athletes. So yeah, we've got Carrie Pierce, Amanda Barnhart, Elijah Muhammad, Scott Panchik, James Hobart, some fantastic athletes that really align with our values. Our athletes are definitely organic O2 drinkers. We are not in the business of, writing huge checks. And so, it's a really organic, beautiful relationship. They believe in us as a brand. They love the product more, that's great. And they love us as a brand. And it's been an awesome relationship since then. I love Carrie and I love Amanda. I've gotten a chance to meet them on a couple of chances. I haven't gotten a chance to meet Easy and Scott yet, but I have met James as well, and they're all fantastic. Carrie, you see her on social, and you're like, obviously she's in great shape. She's super strong. She's jacked, and then when you see her in person, it's like even more amazing. Like she is even more just in shape and jacked and toned, and just she's got a great personality, super infectious. She's so much fun to be around, and it's great to see them in real life. I was a huge fangirl, I'll say, shamelessly, like prior to like getting into the position, and getting into O2. I was definitely, stalking them on social and just couldn't imagine, the chance to like talk to them and meet them. And I was just, in that same mindset. And then when you get to meet them in person, you're like, they're just people, they're real people, just like you and me. But they work out a lot better and can lift a lot heavier. Yeah. But they're all great. And, we love working with them. They all have a great value mission system with us. So it's been great.
Yeah. So cool. And you mentioned the O2 Coach Ambassador Program, and that's something you're really passionate about. Tell me a little bit more about that program.
Yes, it's fairly recent. In the past about 6 months, we launched the program. It's a little different than your normal brand ambassador program. Strictly focused on coaches into the gyms, and the ideology behind that is pretty simple. We truly believe that coaches are some of the most influential people in your members' lives. It's great what Carrie and Amanda are doing and what they say is working, but more than anything, you're going to pay attention to what your coach says. They're the ones that are in front of you day after day and telling you, what you need to do, and you trust them. And that's the big thing here. So coaches, they're super important. I coached CrossFit for years, and I know it's a hard job. It's, a lot of labor. You're on your feet, you're yelling sometimes over loud music, you're there long hours, you're mopping, you're cleaning, it's a lot of work. And you obviously, you're not in it for the money. No coaches crossing, doing CrossFit coaching for money. You're doing it because you love it. You're doing it because you want to help people, and that's what's so beautiful about it. And so, adapting this program, it's open to any fitness coach. Doesn't matter if you're CrossFit affiliated or not. And we actually are closed right now for applications, but you can RSVP to the program. So if you want to text us at 29071, I can give you this too over email. If you text O2 Coach to 29071, you can actually RSVP for that program. And we'll be opening that back up next month for applications. And the program's great. So you get discount on O2, personal discount code. You get free product to do sampling missions. We have a lot of fun with those. Every month there's a new mission for our coaches to do. Sometimes it's a sampling. Sometimes it's stuff on social. It could be something at the gym. We do O Tuesday, which is like a day on obviously Tuesday, where they grab everybody. Everyone gets a free O2 after class. It's really fun. We get very interactive with the coaches. We have a Facebook group that's very interactive and strong. A lot of the coaches have met and become friends through the program, which is really nice. So, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of ways for coaches in the community to meet and learn from each other. And that's really powerful. Coaches can learn a lot from each other and what they're doing at the gym. And that group does include some gym owners too. So gym owners are not excluded from the Coach Ambassador program. But we try and make that coach kind of be that main point of contact at the gym for O2. So they're introducing the members to it. They're talking about it before and after class. Any new members coming into the gym, they're getting a little O2 intro and a free can. So, there's a lot of added benefit to the gym owner having an O2 coach at the gym, kind of taking off that pressure to work that retail area and work O2 and out of the gym.
That's so cool. I love the idea of that program, and I love the idea of getting the coaches involved. Brittany, a couple more questions before we finish up. I got to ask, you've been doing CrossFit since 2013, you said. Everybody has a favorite CrossFit workout and a least favorite CrossFit workout. I want to know your favorite, and I want to know your least favorite, that if it comes up on the board that day, you're like, oh gosh, I'm going.
Diane is my favorite. I love deadlifts.
Okay.
And I would say Fran is my least favorite.
Fran. Okay. Well, a lot of people don't like Fran. I see. I don't.
So love Fran.
Short and sweet, and it's done like that. You don't feel good.
Maybe for you it's short and sweet. For me, it is not short and sweet. It is brutal. It might be a little short in comparison, but no, Fran lungs are hard for me to come back from. Thank God for O2, but no, Fran's definitely my least favorite workout, I would say, for sure.
Okay, last question. Speaking of O2, I want to know your favorite flavor.
Oh, blackberry currant. Absolutely. Blackberry currant, hands down. That's what I'm drinking right now. It's 9 at night, and it's my third one.
So, Brittany, I just want to thank you again for joining us, and we want to thank O2. And again, every athlete at Fittest to the Coast 2021 will have an O2 in their athlete pack, courtesy of O2 and great people like Brittany. Brittany, we want to thank you so much, and we look forward to hopefully having you again.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Kyle. Appreciate it.